Hello. It's been about a little over a week since the last time I was able to stream. Last Monday it was because I didn't have a whole lot of. No, last Wednesday it was because I didn't have a whole lot of sleep, and then when it came to last Monday, I kind of fell behind a bit on college work and needed some time to catch up on that. Recognize this Persona piano sound anywhere? Funny thing is, it's from Catherine. So, bit of a different game. For one, there's a giant man-eating butt. That's about all I remember. Over and over everywhere, but I adore those black and white monster sprites made. I'm glad you like them. It is something that I do in my spare time occasionally. Same composer? Well, that would make sense. I don't know if it is the same composer or not. I wouldn't be particularly surprised. Let's see here real quick. There we go. Making sure I had everything set up, because it's nice to have all that set up. Why don't we move on? Yep, Shoji Meguro did Catherine and Persona series. Interesting. Also, yes, I have been playing the Castlevania games a little bit. Before we start, I guess I do want to say this. I have spent a lot of time in the Castlevania games in my lifetime, but I think out of all of the games, the one that I've spent the absolute most time in overall, and I'm kind of surprised that it's not on the Switch, is Symphony of the Night. Like, let's face it, I think everyone's played Symphony of the Night. Or at least everyone who knows what a Castlevania is, basically. Want to get into this series properly at some point? Well, both of these collections are on PC, so you will be able to actually play them legally without having to worry about, you know, like, oh, it being on Switch only or something like that. No, you can actually play it on just about anything. And, like, this one has an absurd amount of Castlevania games on it. This one only has 4, but they're really long, so, you know what? I'm cool with that. 4, like, really long games. That's nice. And then, yeah. I hope we get a DS collection at some point, because Portrait of Ruin was outside of Symphony of the Night. Portrait of Ruin was the Castlevania game I spent the most time in. I remember making it to, like, some desert area and then struggling with one of the bosses because, like, the boss in question, it had this ability that it would turn Jonathan against Charlotte. And since Charlotte is not a damage dealer and has some of the weakest armor, she often got killed. And I didn't know how to play as Charlotte, because the game heavily encourages you to play as Jonathan instead. Because, you know, big damage. Tried playing Aria of Sorrow years ago. Well, here's the thing. Aria of Sorrow may be the easiest of the Metroidvania games, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's an easy game. It's just the easiest of them. Never played any Castlevania?
What's up?
Not for everyone, but I personally really like them. Aether Crystal, eh? Well, it's first I've heard of it. But now that I think about it, I might have a rough idea where to find one. I hope it's what you're looking for. Blast. You know what? I can't recall. It was a long time ago, so my memory's a little hazy. Sorry, your best bet might be asking a fellow squadsman of mine. He's on the ramparts and bound to know more. Love Hollow Knight and had fun with the Ori games. Then you would definitely like a lot of the Metroidvania type Castlevania games. Out of the ones that I could like wholeheartedly recommend, Aria of Sorrow, Dawn of Sorrow, Symphony of the Night, trying to think of other good Metroidvanias. Never touched any Metroid as well. Ah. Replayed and finished Metroid Fusion recently. Metroid Fusion is really good, but I feel like it does not get enough recognition. Hey Kino, you've helped me make so many friends, so I wanted to get us something special to bring us closer, like a matching set of items we could all wear. Do you have any good ideas? Kino, I've just the ticket. We'll make Angela and friends traditional Nopon-style friendship bracelets. Friendship bracelets, and you can make them, Kino? That's an amazing idea. I love it. For starter, need some elastic ivy. Angela know where to find, maybe? Elastic ivy? Right, I think my dad was using it when clearing away some rubble. He was always going off into the woods along Thul's Way, so maybe that's where the vines grow? Good, good. Must find there. Thinking of buying Dread, but it looks so ugly. I don't think it looks bad. I've certainly seen more appealing games on the Switch. Fusion is an amazing game and a great part of the narrative, and it's not a great standard Metroid game. No, it's very linear, unlike most of them. Oh yeah, this whole Thade thing. I hate it so much that Switch games are ugly. This is a Switch game. I think it looks really pretty. Like, Breath of the Wild was the prettiest, how it was a launch title. Generally, it's all about art direction. And admittedly, a lot of game devs, when faced with weaker hardware, kind of forget that they have to account for that. Though Nintendo tends to have a better understanding of it than most, because, you know, it's literally their hardware. That's why there should have been a revision made instead of just OLED. Yeah. I won't deny the fact that what we really needed was some additional work put into the Switch to have,
Yes.
you know, more power. That's all Homs. Around the mid game, like when you're where you're already been to each sector once, Fusion kind of gives you a playground between each navigation room visit. Still very linear, but you get a little room to play. It's not much. In fact, I would actually argue that it is barely any. How much was that? That's a huge bump in power for... These are pricey, though. Oh, she's got everything except for the helmet. And that should give us some better equipment overall. Did I accidentally get 2 of those? Instead of giving his thing?
Hello.
Oh, I did. Whoops. Honestly, like the atmosphere, the monster designs, the music, and the fusion suit. Yeah, Fusion is a really good game. And I'm always kind of bummed out that it gets a bad rep for just being linear. Because, yeah, sure, it is linear. But, like, what you're missing out on is one of, like, the most atmospheric games in the entire franchise. Not to mention, it's also got some insanely good, like, build-up. It's almost a horror game, basically. There we go. Kino finally has some gear. Fusion suit is an easy close second place to classic Samus armor. It is pretty good. It's very sleek. Metroid slowly transitioned into sci-fi horror platformer, and you're all for it. Yeah, I think honestly, literally my only like possible fear with Metroid Dread is that they're gonna try to do the horror thing that Fusion did and completely like drop the ball on it. Well, less slowly and more, here's the SAX, run for your life. Yeah, basically. I think Kino has quite a few ether up here. Let's start giving her, like, both HP up and strength up. The second it blasts through the wall for the first time, everything changes, and each silent room where it appears is a panic attack waiting to happen. Oh yeah. I still think one of the worst things to happen in that game is... Like, I don't mean worst as in, like, it's actually a terrible segment. I mean it, like, worst as in this feels awful every single time, because it's, like, really tense. Is that moment, like, in that, overgrown sector? I forget which sector it is. But, like, the moment you enter... There's something wrong. There's a whole bunch of corpses around, and they look kind of dried out. As you continue going through, eventually you stumble across a room. And that room is playing the SAX, like, heartbeat sound. You don't see it. You don't know where it is. But if you continue walking, the ground gives out from under you and you drop straight on top of it. And it's just, that part sucks. Because I was like... Crap, I think I was like 8 years old when I first saw that part. And that was terrifying when I was little. Yeah, yeah, you know exactly what part I'm talking about. That was so well executed, because the way the screen is, you know, set up, you're expecting to be able to find a way to go to the left part. And, you know, it's somewhere over there. No, it's directly below you, and it's sending you down there. Hey you, please listen. Miss Winnie is feeling sad, and I know exactly why. It's because she lost her wedding ring while escaping from Malkamoth. That's why she's feeling blue, and I, Ardred, have long thought it imperative that I rescue her from her state. But no, I don't have an ulterior motive, nor is it a crush. Perish the thought. If I had to call it anything, that's it. I'll call it compassion. And therefore, I thought I ought to present her with a new ring, but I know not how to make one. And also I cannot move from here on account of my duty to guard the townsfolk, and thusly I must enlist your services to seek out someone who could make a ring for me. I trust you will assist me? It's just too high to see the thing under the vents, and it's a pain. Oh yeah. Yes, I knew you would understand. Return with a ring, and I just might sing. No problem, leave it to me. Trust in Hereupon Kino, and day will be saved. Thank you, Kino. I'm glad we can depend on you. Sounds somewhat like someone with an ulterior motive and a crush. Yeah, basically. I would have thought that since she lost her wedding ring over in Alchemov, that we'd just go over and pick it up for her. Unless it got destroyed. Which there was no evidence of that. Got free Twitch emotes for activating two-factor auth and thingy. Yeah, I had to do that as well. In fact, I believe my chat now requires it, even, if you haven't been following for a certain number of days. So strange, where could it have gone? Sounds like you've got a problem. I've been tending to these wheat fields, but for some reason the growth stimulant has mysteriously disappeared. We're struggling enough with the poor harvest as is. Without that stimulant, I don't know what we'll do. It used to be Lenar who was in charge of managing the stimulant, but he's moved away from Grandel now. Kind of left us in the lurch here. Obviously we need enough food if our community here is going to thrive. It'd be great if you could help us out, if you're thinking of volunteering. I'd need you to collect high leaves and thick nectar for me, and then we can process them into a growth stimulant. I've heard that high leaves grow all over the Bionis' shoulder, so that shouldn't be an issue. As for the thick nectar, you can probably get it somewhere from the skeeters around Zen's thoroughfare when the weather's nice. So you'll help? Thanks a bunch. No problem. Leave it to me. Wait, do I already have all the things for it? I don't. But yeah, Metroid Fusion has a whole bunch of, like, really solid horror moments, which you wouldn't expect from a side-scrolling Game Boy Advance game. I'm trying to think. I suppose there's also Nightmare's introduction that comes to mind in terms of, like, good atmosphere building. Because when you first come to the sector Nightmare is in, it's like, you know, it's kind of not worth noting at all, because there's nothing there. But, like, there's something flying around in the background. You don't know what that is. And then, like, sometime later, there's a huge explosion in that sector. You come back, it's completely demolished, and whatever it is no longer there. There's that bit in the water sector when you're led to one room with the boss icon, and when you get there, you just find the Ceres skeleton, and the Ceres attacks you 2 rooms later. Oh, yeah. So apparently the Armus we had been rearing inside the walls have suddenly upped and transformed into fog beasts. It's a minor miracle nobody died. We should be giving thanks for that, at least. Auto-tune Kino over there. Oh, okay. I guess I'll take that. Also, Ceres is probably my least favorite fight in the entire game. Not that it's, like, terribly designed, it's just kind of an obnoxious fight. Oh, well, actually, no, it's not my least favorite fight in the game. That would belong to Yakuza X. Yakuza X is just... ugh. I died to that fight so many times. A high ether crystal? I think I know what you're getting at. I'm not entirely sure on the location, but I do know there's supposed to be a very rare ether deposit near here. An old lady called Sarja told me about it. You might be better off talking to her for more details. I got interested myself and even tried searching around Nerthus Necropolis, but couldn't find a thing. From what Sarja told me, there is a good chance that it's inside of a cave, and that's why I thought it was the place to start. Alas, if it really is in a cave, and it's not there, then I'm stumped. Still, that doesn't mean much. There'll be other places to check. I can't say for certain, of course, but I do think we're talking about the same thing here. Expect you'll find Saria at Hero's Rest down the south end of Grendel. She's a kind old bird, always worrying about our welfare and that. Anyhow, better get back to my shift. Hope I was able to help a little. Hard agree, Saris is just annoying. Oh, that goddamn spider. Yeah, that thing. Died a lot to Ridley, but that was entirely your fault for approaching it pretty poorly. You know, Ridley X is not the hardest fight, to take on, but it is the hardest fight for your ears, because goddamn, it's so loud. Ridley X's screams are obnoxiously high-pitched and loud. And he just is constantly screaming throughout the entire fight. Like, so I have a Nintendo 3DS that has, like, the Ambassador program on it, because I got it before the price drop. And one of the games that you got for the Ambassador program was Metroid Fusion. I had my 3DS around the time I was still going through high school. So what I decided to do was I decided that I'm gonna, actually finish Metroid Fusion for once in my life. Because when I had a Game Boy Advance, I didn't finish it. And since I was playing it almost entirely on the bus ride to school, I was using headphones to make sure I could listen to what was going on, because I remembered audio being a very important cue for that game. I had the volume perfect for literally everything else, and then the moment Ridley comes in, like Ridley X, I had to turn the volume halfway down just to be able to hear myself think. And yeah, dear God, that scream. Yeah, it is absolutely awful. I just remember someone making a comment about it, like, offhandedly. It's like, I hope that... What was it that they said? Oh yeah, it was like, I hope if Ridley ever makes it into Smash Bros., all the sounds he makes are just of Ridley X. I was like, no, please don't. That would be awful. Huh? Oh, hello. Ridley's final smash should have just been him screeching. Speaking of Smash Sora, yeah, I did see that, and I thought it was kind of funny that it came up, like, so shortly after me having actually completed the games. Let's see. There's another one. To be honest, I'm actually surprised that they managed to even get the rights to put Sora in Smash. Because if there's any character in any franchise that is, a complete nightmare for legal troubles, it would have to be Sora. like Banjo-Kazooie is also kind of a like difficult one to get the rights for, but you only have to go through like one company for it, and that's Microsoft. And the only reason it's like partially difficult is because the rights between the whole Banjo-Kazooie thing is almost kind of split, if I recall. Might not be remembering that right. Microsoft legendary game creator. I don't think they've made any of the games that they have. Quite often, it's more so that they're buying games that they think will do good, and typically they have really good thoughts on that, I guess. Maybe I've just been brainwashed into being happy and crying whenever I hear that orchestral simple and clean. Maybe. I don't know. I do know that, there's supposed to be, like, Switch ports of the Kingdom Hearts games soon enough. I was thinking some other day about how Mega Man Legends is the only one without a collection release and it needs it. Battle Network also needs its collection release. And I've never played any of the Battle Network games. I still think that it's kind of a shame that the X collections, none of them have X command mission on them. Like, I understand exactly why, because it's not exactly the best rated game, but at the same time, if you, like, stop and think about it, Mega Man X7, Mega Man X6, like, both of those aren't very well received either. 5 is kind of a mixed bag in terms of reception. There we go, that's what I was hoping for. Oh. That was a big boy. Maybe if a Legends Legacy collection does well enough, the sales will conjure Legends 3 from the Abyss. I don't know, because at the same time, it was exactly that kind of thing that caused Mega Man 11 to even exist. Because the Legacy, like the classic Legacy collection, sold really well. That said, I've not played Mega Man 11. I've been meaning to get it, but like, I don't know. I'm not nearly as big into Mega Man as I used to be as a kid. And it's not like because Mega Man ain't good or any of that. I just, you know, have kind of different interests from now. Hey, there's actually a market for this, and Inafune has just got done with his personal disaster. I don't think he's done with that. I think he'll be done with that the day his company just is gone off the face of the planet. Though, to be perfectly fair to Inafune, his company isn't technically responsible for Mighty Number 9. His company is a concept company. They basically sell concepts to people. Which I don't get how that's ever going to work for them. But that's what they do. Oh, they're up there. I still think it's kind of funny that we've had a whole bunch of spiritual successors to games that are basically either A, never getting a sequel for one reason or another, or B, just the creator hasn't felt like it's been represented well enough. Because, yeah, sure, we got Mighty Number 9. It wasn't the greatest. But we also got Bloodstained. And Bloodstained was actually really good. At least from what I've heard. I still have to play it more than, like, I did. I played it for a little bit and thought to myself, you know what, I'm gonna save this for a later date when I can just go ham on it. So I'll probably stream Bloodstained at some point, maybe after I finish Devil May Cry 5. Because I feel like that would be kind of the perfect game for me to stream as someone who has always really loved the Castlevania, like, RPGs. It would be nice to see what the, you know, original driving force can do with their own IP. Is the story going to be completely insane? Maybe. Did I come up here for, like, no reason whatsoever? He thinks I did. Will this kill me?
I can't go on.
Yes. Yeah, I've heard from a lot of people that Bloodstained is actually really good. I've just never actually played it. Like, beyond the very beginning intro level. What if one day Nomura ends up in that and he makes his own style of Final Fantasy under a new name? Gonna be honest, I'm pretty sure if Nomura was to make his own brand of Final Fantasy, it would be literally no different from what it is now. And that's not like a jab at him. That's just what he would do. he has a very particular way of doing things, and you can always tell when he has, had his hand in that pie, because it's like one of those people where like you always know that it's because of him. Like Suda 51. You can't play a Suda 51 game and think to yourself, "Oh, this couldn't be Suda 51." Cuz it's his explicit flair. Hate how correct that is. Yeah, like to be honest, a lot of game developers have a very specific style to them. Like a lot of the people who have gotten really big for one reason or another, a lot of them have a very specific style to them, and that style has pretty much dictated what a lot of their games are like. It's like how a lot of Miyazaki's games, the one behind Dark Souls and such, have the same general feeling combat, even if it is faster, even if it's more parry focused. It doesn't matter what little differences there are, it always feels like a Miyazaki game. Suda's flavor of game is very thirsty, very meta, very far from AAA budget. For sure. Suda is, he has some very interesting ideas. Second, you're gonna say, don't you mean Miyazaki's movies? That too. Though technically, that Miyazaki also has games in Ni no Kuni. So I guess we've got two big Miyazakis in the gaming sphere. Trying to find where to even reach this Pawn Spectre. Ni no Kuni is actually on the list of games I want to play on stream at some point. Ni no Kuni featuring the little deformed Lisa Simpson. I'd maybe understand if I had even touched the game yet, which I haven't. Oh, I already have Ni no Kuni. I haven't played it. Every Pawn Spectre? No, I don't have all of the Pawn Spectres. I have a decent amount of them. No, I've only got half of them. There's a few more Pawn Spectres to go. Oh. Dry Dry is apparently capable of doing roly-poly. Thought you got all of them and unlocked that super skill. No, we talked about the fact that the super skill exists, but not that had it. Also, it'd be really nice if that fog beast wasn't, like, right there. Man, is it ugly, too. How about I... There we are, Pond Spectre. Oh, you brought the Sky Mole to FIFA. Such a darling little claw paws. Yes, indeed, Sky Mole is going to make excellent research specimen. Now then, here's final riddle of FIFA. What monster have color of harmless plant, but is highly ferocious? Find such creature and defeat. We'll be watching closely from right of here. So make sure friends really defeat creature, because FIFA can smell liar from a mile away. Off friends go then, FIFA will be observing. Apparently the Ferris is what we're trying to kill here. Don't worry, my legs are only mostly broken. I love the battle music in this. Like, it's not the most fitting, mind you, but like, it just sounds really good. It's very upbeat. Well, now I have to go all the way back. But another Pond Spectre would be nice. That's more damage to be dealt. Oh my god, they can trip? That one, like, second to last just tripped, like, on the final step of those stairs. Trying so hard to keep up, just falls over. Oh, this again. Oh, jeez. Why does this Pond Spectre have to be behind two unique monsters? Can't you find a better spot to be in? FIFA watched a spectacular takedown of Green Ferris. FIFA was standing right here, but was with friends in spirit. Also gained tremendous insight into ecology of Ferris. Scientific breakthrough or two is sure to be on horizon. But as promised, FIFA will return to duties now. But wait, single nanosecond. This is not time for dally-dillies. FIFA have pressing question for Chief 1-1. Before FIFA get here, Archaeology Center raided by unknown assailant. It seems that some kind of memo went missing, and FIFA have strong sneaking suspicion of culprit identity. FIFA found Chief not far from scene of crime, looking with extreme shifty eye. Awfully suspicious if friends ask FIFA. It not matter that Chief is Chief. Criminals must get serving of comeuppance. We'll get to bottom of this, FIFA swear. I now only have 5 more. Meh. Where can find other pawn specters? FIFA make precisely one educated guess. FIFA should try looking there. I have so many Nopons with me at the moment. It's honestly kind of a miracle that it doesn't cause the frame rate to just completely die with all these Nopons here. Because not only do I have, like, so many of them, but they all have jiggle physics on their flags. Gotta find a way up there somehow. Hey Gabe, how are you? Get up here. Figure that out. Probably a path over that a ways. Tired from chores? I can understand that. Nice. I am now the nice level. Got a lot of these Pororo's favorite. Something tells me I'm gonna encounter a Pawn Spectre named Pororo, and it's going to be what I need to give him. Oh, hello. Yeah, chores can be tiring. That they can. Qualified, certified, never not, ain't not, pumpified. Pawn Spectre set is named surveying new lands' game. You see ropey bridge that connects to enormous stone pillar over there, boss? Set have irresponsible irrepressible urge to stand on terrace of bridge and give voice to own determination and pumpedness. But there are already Regul on terrace, and they're showing Set lots of aggro. Why have beef with Set? Regul need to chill out. Set just live own truth. Sometimes Nopon bro just gotta shout. Set make earnest requests. Please do as Set ask. If Set cannot shout determination from terrace, life is over. There's Sweetest Debt. Priority 1-1. Game, set, point. Also, a lot of these Nopon have very interesting names. Like, some of them have names that are actually kind of okay. And then you've got, like, Dry, Set. It's... Honestly, it even seems like most of the female Nopon have the normal names. Fulfura, they're female, and their name sounds okay. Fifa, that sounds alright. Tay is male. Deca is male. Evelyn, that's a very normal name. Female. Tentu, not the most normal name, but they're male. And Tentu sounds more like a Star Wars name. I haven't done anything Star Wars in a long time. I used to play Star Wars, like Lego Star Wars, with my brother a lot when we were little. Not but tiny circles. I still remember it being really awkward because we didn't have like controllers or anything, and we were playing it on the PC version. So movement keys was like arrow keys and WASD. Okay, that's fine. So what are our action keys? Oh, F, G, H, J, K, L. That means our hands were very close to each other at all times, and trust me, it is not a very comfortable setup. Lego Star Wars is the best. Apparently we're getting like a remake of it or something. Oh, when they said auto run, they really meant auto run. The terrors of keyboard sharing. Yeah, for real. It's stuff like that that makes me glad that online gaming is more of a thing these days. Yeah, it's what do they call it? Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga or something like that. It not only has all of the games from, like, the original Lego Star Wars, but also has the new episodes in it. There's also apparently supposed to be voice acting in this one for some reason. I don't know, that just seems very weird to me, a Lego game with voice acting. Skywalker Saga. Yeah, something like that. Get over here so I can beat you up, birds. You voice acting in Lego game. Yeah, that's how I felt. I don't know if it'll be good or if it'll be as bad as it sounds like it would be. Visual comedy in the original 6 Lego versions is amazing. Yeah, it is. And it's kind of weird that they want to change that. Oh. I didn't expect to be able to fall through that. Shulk's dead. It's admittedly a lot easier to fall off of the Bionis shoulder than it was to fall off of anything in the full Bionis. Like the "No, I am your father" scene being Vader showing Luke a family photo, and Luke is equally melodramatic over it. Yeah. There's a lot of gaps here. There we are. Just voice acting these scenes turns from cartoony reinterpretation to that thing you've already seen but Lego now. Yeah, I don't fully understand the intention behind it other than, oh, this is what looks good or something like that. Also, rather happy to have seen that I'm the only one who is open to every Mario voice actor except Chris Pratt. I don't know enough about voice actors and the like to have an opinion on Chris Pratt, because I don't watch movies very often, and I also don't often pay much attention to who voices what. That was tight, boss. The image of a Nopon saying that was tight is the strangest thing I've seen so far. So much strong. Set moved to manly salty tears. Now Set can go to terrace in peace. Bear with Set. 1 minute. Shouting out of blood, sweat, and tears of determination conclude with success. You the boss. I'm glad everything worked out. Set feel connected to you by unbreakable thread of destiny, boss. Gonna hang out with the crowd until we find Chief 1-1? Okay. During Journey to Bionis' shoulder, Chief 1-1 took Set aside and said, Set, Chief have great trust in you. Set not so easily trusting as that, so not quite believe in Chief 100%. That way Set gotta see for Set's self what Chief 1-1 get up to. Anyone, Set counting on you, boss. There's only 4 more of them left. Meh? Other pawn specters? Sure thing, boss. Set got red hot tip for you. Should check this place, no kidding. He's not bad, but every character he's played is just Chris Pratt in different unusual situations. Christ Pratt, but Lego Man. Chris Pratt, but Space Pirate. Chris Pratt, but Raptor Trainer. That's always unfortunate. Accidentally wrote Christ Pratt. Yeah, I noticed that. And honestly, like, the idea of a Mario movie makes sense to me. I can see it working. But if I'm gonna be honest, making one that's actually faithful to, you know, Mario itself, instead of being whatever the hell that old Mario movie was, it almost feels like a disservice. Because I'm gonna be honest, that old Mario movie might, yes, have been not the greatest. But you know what it was as well, though? It was kind of hilariously bad. The one where, like, Goombas are giant, like, bouncers. And Yoshi's like a dragon-looking thing. It's a nightmare of a movie, but I think it's hilarious. I feel like that's the better way to go about Mario movies, personally. I mean, no one should be able to say no to giant buff lizard men. Or giant buff men in general. Gotta find a way down there. I think Yoshi was a small T-Rex in that movie. I don't remember exactly what Yoshi was in that movie. Just that Yoshi was in that movie. What's a Nopon doing all the way out here? Meh, what Pororo do? 1 Pororo is extremely not enough to collect. Meh? Our friends may be travel persons? That's great. Pororo have a request that would be perfect for travel persons. Could you go into more detail? Kino wanting to ask too. Pororo come to Bionis' shoulder by flying with certain esteemed person and basket attached to tricks. But there was a big hole in basket and vital food stuff that Pororo bring, it all strewn across land from sky high. Pororo admit was a bit careless on own side to not notice sooner, but when boss realized, fly into terrible rage. Was crucial asset for sell off in darkest hour time of crisis, meh. Pororo go and pick back up now. That was the exact order. Stuff that end up scattered all over Bionis' shoulder is fave of Pororo, so would love to gather up for sure, but Bionis' shoulder also full of terrible monsters wandering about. Pororo forced to reckon with old limitations. So extend ask to friend travel persons. Would friends mind gathering up Pororo's favorite wherever find? Oh, jeez, there's 20 of them? Plural thanks for agreeing. Well then, please come to inform Pororo when find more of Pororo's favorite. Pick up all of his huge jobs, so Pororo give rewards on ongoing basis in proportion to number found. Oh, so I get stuff for your stuff. Huh. They accidentally got the Mr. X costume for a Resident Evil movie and called it a Goomba. Where in the world is that? There we go. Or not? I guess that's not where I go to go upwards. Admittedly, sometimes Xenoblade's map function isn't the most useful. Not that it's worthless by any means, but it's definitely not helpful. I still think to this day the most, helpful I've ever seen a map system ever be in a game was Metroid Prime. And that's because they made an entire, custom 3D model for it. I can certainly appreciate the creative decisions of that live-action Mario, but I feel like 2020's animation can do justice to a Mario world. It can, but I feel like, in general, when it comes to, the general concept of Mario as a movie, I associate it more heavily with it being almost like shitpost levels. Though that said, I also feel like the Sonic movie probably could have stood to be more Sonic. I hear it's good, but it just, I don't know. To me, Sonic as like a more live action type deal doesn't work as well as a live action Mario does. Though I will say that the Detective Pikachu thing worked out surprisingly well, even if some of the designs are a bit uncanny. Like, I don't know a single person who hasn't made mention of the Detective Pikachu Mr. Mime being kind of freaky looking. And, you know, I can agree with that. It is very freaky looking. This does not appear to go where I need to be. Certainly like that the Sonic movie kept it to classic characters. Sonic versus Eggman, no other game character, simple and clean. Live action Mr. Mime is terrifying. I love him. Yeah, he is like super creepy looking, but I think it's like in a charming way cuz you can make things that are creepy but like charming. Great example, certain like Silent Hill monsters are the freakiest things ever, but like you can't help but really like them because yeah, sure, it is really freaky looking, but like it's kind of cool. It's a unique fog monster. Creepy yet charming fairly describes a birthday clown. Well, I don't necessarily find clowns creepy in any way. There you are. Qualified, certified, deified. Ponspector Nonona, his name. But what is in name? Peh. Ahem. It seemed fate ordained us to meet. Laws of space-time converge on single point for one of Ponspector blood, but cannot but happen. Time is nigh. After aeons of wait, dream come to fruition. Cut down miscreant. Thingamajigger 13 must fall. Let this act fan flames of rebellion and upturn world of shambles. May friends not... friends want to know more about Thingamajigger 13? And why world is this shambles? Now is not time nor place for expositioning. Firstly, one must make pact with Nonona, and to do so, one must slay Odeus fiend that lie beyond. The slayal of one untidy assuredly lead friends to original proof. Then and only then may friends begin on path to reaching true lore. Huh. Threads of fateliness, please, to weave warble wending way. What? Oh no, Nonoa has been up here too long and thinks they're a philosopher. Correction, they think they're in a different RPG. Apparently so. Oh yeah, you know an RPG that I've been thinking about eventually streaming as well? Dragon Age. I've never actually gotten far in Dragon Age. I always like quit like super early on for some reason. And it's usually because like I get distracted. But because of streams, I've been able to complete more games than ever lately. So, I don't know, maybe I'll, at some point, stream that. First things first, I've got to finish Devil May Cry reboot and then Devil May Cry 5. Then I gotta do Final Fantasy X. Then I guess I'll do Bloodstained after I complete Xenoblade. I actually forgot the path that I was going to go on. I took a few breaks. I know that Final Fantasy X was one of the things I was gonna do. Ooh. Spooky looking place. Oh, hey, a quiet moment.
Why Mr. Shulk stopped so sudden?
I was just thinking about the cave near Colony 9. Do you know it, Nene? It's called Tephra Cave.
Nene no place. Nene tag along once with group of hum-hum. Went to fetch ether cylinders.
I've done that too sometimes. Went with Ryan a couple of times.
Mama, hooray for twinsies! Nene went there during rebuilding effort.
So you did your part to help Nene. Thanks for that.
It not thing that need thanks per se. Just doing civic duty. Must stay friends and work together. With all peoples that live in world.
That's right.
But folk here have lot of angry scuffles. Fight between neighbors bad. Should watch Nene and Kino. Learn to everyone play nice.
Well, I wouldn't say the people here are enemies exactly. They just don't know how to work out their feelings.
That just fancy way of saying fighting?
It's not exactly like fighting. Both sides do understand each other, but their paths took them in different directions.
What Mr. Shock mean?
If the two sides had simply hated each other, they wouldn't just leave. They'd try to drive the other side out by force. But that's not what they did. They still have common ground to stand on. And Melly is here now. They just need some time to mull things over.
Mr. Shock is very kind person. Very different from Mama Pon. When Nene and Kino get into bad fight, Mama Pon spank first, then ask questions. Nene and Kino always in tears, but always say sorries and make up with hug. End of end, friendship become much stronger. Being friends mean a whole lot more fun, and more fun is more good. Also, everyone in Colony 9 was friends from start.
Well, that's because everyone there was working to help rebuild. We all share the same dream.
But dreams of people here all really all that different from each other.
For now, I guess. But Melly is doing the best she can, and we need to as well.
Nene understand. Nene will wait until Miss Melia make dreams of everyone mushed together as one. But if dream of Miss Melia not go through to everyone, in that case, Nene will
Nene will...
Nene will give vicious
What? Me as well? Just promise to be gentle.
With that massive thing, I don't think there's such thing as gentle. The Xenoblade trademark location names I physically cannot pronounce. Do you mean every RPG ever? My favorite prospect of possibly being a VTuber avatar one day is it being visible when I'm jamming to a battle theme. Yeah. I'm hoping eventually to get, like, a proper 3D model. Because as much as I like this, current, it is, restrictive. I've seen some people with some absolutely stunning VTube models. Visiting the third dimension. Eventually. Not now, but eventually. Also, with the way I'm weaving past all of these, it might be obvious to people that I am no stranger to playing, like, MMOs at incredibly low levels and trying to go to high-level areas. Also... What? Thingamagicker. Oh. That's where they are.
This isn't going well. Everyone, make a run for it.
Ooh. Well, time to fight.
I'm feeling it.
Ouch. Kino did not help very much during that. I guess I'll have to fight some of these things to get some experience. Alright. If we can actually just kill everything in this area, we shouldn't have too many issues. Okay. Even when they're like way higher level than me, it's not too bad. You know, unless they're a unique monster over that a ways. There's a lot of unique monsters here. This Pond Spectre is going to be a pain in the butt to get. Yeah, it might be best to save this location for later, maybe? Ah, okay. Oh. Let me just get all of the timing wrong. Pretty good damage, though. Nene's been downed. Oh jeez, that just one-shot me. Finish it off with a backslash. Nope, don't need to. It's already dead. There we go. I was remembering this like one oldish RPG Maker concept where like you play as the soul of a cat who lost 1 life out of 9 and the underworld doesn't know what to do other than make you their errand boy. That sounds familiar. I don't know why, but it does sound familiar. I don't really remember a whole lot of RPG Maker games, because, like, of course, I remember the classics, like, you know, good old, Off. It's kind of hard not to know about Off. This one was an idea of yours. You're planning. Oh, really? That's weird because it sounds familiar somehow. Maybe I've seen something like vaguely similar to it before? It's hard to tell. It could also be that... Don't doubt that something similar has been done before. Yeah, that's pretty standard of things, actually. Let's face it, a lot gets done. So does that only take them out of the picture? Okay, good. Ouch.
Perspectives, do it now!
Oh, that is a lot of damage. Okay, I see why the Pond Specters are so useful. That, like, wiped out most of its health.
Kino could have knocked that one out.
There we go.
Just unnatural to Kino. That feel like run a polar mill.
With everything there wiped out, we just need to wipe out the final thing. And then... or... not the final thing so much as a bunch of other things that also need to commit die. I need to get better at the timing. There's a lot going on here, jeez. There we go. Man, these Pawn Specters are insanely useful. I should have been using these more. They just wipe the floor with everything in their path. Also wanted to experiment with RPG Maker stuff like parallax mapping. You mean like where you have an image over the actual map and you just place certain blocks around to give it the illusion of the map being the way that it looks, or whatever? Or do you mean, like, maps that loop on themselves? Make the base map with a big background image with collision. Yeah. What I've been experimenting with in RPG Maker is the ability to choose your character, essentially. I was testing it a little bit a couple days ago, but I made it so you can basically choose a race. And I'm hoping to it's gonna take a bit, but I'm hoping to be able to what's it? Remember you said that you made the game crash with the power of Chimkin? Oh yeah, I did. RPG Maker will crash in a lot of scenarios. Let's see. How far can I drag these? Okay, so I can grab the subjects. And then hopefully the end of this I'll have enough Pawn Spectre power to unleash that on them. It'll typically crash if the script is messy or if it can't find an asset of some type. That is the most common. But it can also crash if too much goes on at once, which I think part of what was going on is that it was trying to change the graphics of the party members into fried chicken when they got hit, but it also was trying to use their default sprites, which was causing that error. I didn't feel like actually toying with it much farther than I already had. So instead, I just removed that script and made it a massive explosion. For what purpose would they become chicken? Well, it was an insta-kill move that was supposed to hit every single person in the party. There was no actual purpose other than suddenly they're fried chicken because they just got decimated. Because I'm not working on any, like, definitive project right now in RPG Maker. Instead, I'm mostly just screwing around and trying to get things set up so I, you know, understand the engine better, essentially. Alright. Whoa! Okay, then. Let's... Can we reload that one? We have to wait. I missed it. Ouch, that hit everyone? Wow. That's absurd. Let's reload that real quick. I was playing Metroid Fusion and was imagining like RPG Maker horror exploration game where you're a robot in a deactivated ship walking around to uncover what happened and not getting dismantled by monsters. What? I killed everything here. Why did it... Okay, I can fight them again. That's more Pawn Spectre juice.
Could have napped that one out.
Looks like we don't have a choice.
The time and place for fight. This not once. Anyone mind if Nene spits out?
Oh, really? Still? Shouldn't even have had aggro on me anymore from that. Nene, do your job. Yeah, this is out of our league. Okay. I think we probably could do that if, like, the party members weren't AI, but I don't have control over that, unfortunately. Unfortunately, the big problem that I always run into with any game where your party is AI is they kind of sort of don't do what they're supposed to. Very good example, Kingdom Hearts, especially Kingdom Hearts 1. Like, you can get Donald to heal you. You can get Donald to be a, damage machine. But you cannot, under any circumstances, get Donald to balance those two out in any way, shape, or form. Donald will always only be able to do one of those. And I can guarantee you, if someone was to make, like, a multiplayer mod for Kingdom Hearts, most players would be able to be Donald a lot better than the AI could be Donald.
You speak to Nanona? Brave mortal.
Nonona. At last, long-awaited desire for Nonona is fulfilled. Now present proof that friends wrested from grasp of one untidy and bring light to world of shambles. Eh? Friends understand words coming out of mouth of Nonona, but not meaning? Just give license of Nonona back, please. Meh. Nonona, no. Since ancient time of immemory, brethren have sought to reach fabled Yonderland. Only worthy Nopon may follow as adherents of Oracle 1-1. But Nonona say truthiness. Oracle 1-1 is savior chosen by old-time legacy. Memo that Nonona pick up in Archaeology Center said as much. Must be accurate, more or less. Find 1-1. Bestow upon 1-1 this most divine revelation from beyond veil. Only then will door of feasibility open. Threads of fateliness, please weave warble winding way, Wendilly. What? What? Meh. Location of other underlings? No, I see, vaguely. Check here. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Nonoa is a LARPer. And one that has very quickly forgotten the difference between the LARP and reality. But yeah, I think RPG Maker is a really great tool for, like, just getting started and understanding what it takes, or at least the basics of what it takes to complete a game. Because Game Maker is like a step up, I feel, from RPG Maker. You can't do as much with RPG Maker as you can with Game Maker. And that's mostly because RPG Maker is primarily used for one genre. I know that there's a way up there. How have I forgotten it already? Oh, I'm in the wrong one. There we are. Now I should be able to get up top. Ugh. And I just need to keep going down and down until I find a Pawn Spectre. And we've only got 3 Pawn Spectres left. I wonder what kind of damage I'll be able to do with a full set of Pawn Spectres. Probably enough to just completely break the game, assuming I time it correctly. Pawn Spectre is there. Ouch. I hear every single one of the Pawn Spectres breaking their legs to get to me.
Yes? What now?
Qualified, certified, though patience is severely tried. Pawn Spectre Hekasa is named, surveying new lands this game, but cannot certify in these conditions. If not, have stakes not equipped to do job. Friends must hear lament of Hekasa. Could you go into more detail? In order for measure evaluation of point, Hekasa drives stakes for use as markers. But when come back to finally measure, stake is missing, and this is recurrent issue, starting to go beyond joke. And Hekasa double-triple check if securely driven in, so no blaming slip of mind or gust of wind or other such gruff, capiche? Sorry, Hekasa just eager to get quota done. We'll watch from high ground, so friends... I don't know how to pronounce that word. Put stake back in. See stake with red top on left bank of lake? That one all fine. Problem is elsewhere. Keep up. There's tree on bank that neighbors bank with stake in it. Please plant stake in area under tree. Whee! Well, that could have been really bad if I had missed. Look at that line. It's gotten so long now. I guess this is the place? Right. That's the stake planted. Alright. I have a feeling we might be able to get all of the Pawn Specters by the end of today's stream. Unless one of them ends up being like a massive, like, hour-spanning epic of a quest. We'll have to see, of course. Because, sometimes this game throws curveballs. And whether that curveball is in your favor or way out of your favor is very hit or miss kind of dealy.
Yes? What now?
Ikasa-Saf, first wing witness to crime. Turkenkin face make off with steak. What is big idea, huh? No respect for honest labor? This is reprehensible. Class warfare. Ugh. Too much nerves for Hikasa. I need to take 5. Hikasa have no option but to outsource job to friends. Friends generous will hear a request even without paperwork, Friends will bash up Birdbrain Oppressor and reclaim means of surveying. Feathered Scab run off in direction of Companion's Cape. Friends pursue post haste. I guess it's a Hyentia? Oh, it's up there. Low-level monsters. It wasn't a Hyantia.
Perspective! Tactical! Alright, I'm feeling it.
Ready to reach for stars!
Oop, missed.
Remind to let loose!
We together! Perspective to the sky! Can you even through kitchen sink?
Oh, extra chance.
We together! Find treasure! Perspective to the sky!
Before too sugar sweet for you.
Well, that was a little more than enough damage to wipe everyone out. Pretty sure in most situations that would have been a war crime. Okay, I was hoping that there would have been like another path, but I guess that's the only path there is. A shame, a shame. Well, after that, we should have 10 Pawn Specters. It's kind of surprising the order of which we're getting these Pawn Specters. Because some of these are in, like, way lower level areas, despite the fact that they happen to be one of the later Pawn Specters.
Yes? What now?
Was Turkin punished in accordance with Pawn Spectre Manual Section 7, Paragraph 12b? Good. This stake of Hakasa is no doubt about. However, why is it so unnaturally sharp and tapered? Is maybe that Turkin planned to use for weapon? Such disrespect. Precious tool of trade for Hakasa. How can handle with such crudeness and impertinence? Ah well, at least now can finish measurements in peace. Friends, wait here just one moment. Inspecting complete. 5-star job if Hakasa says so, say so herself. Hakasa is very senior Pawn Spectre, long considered shoo-in for leadership position, mostly by self, but still. But then Greenwing 1-1 get chosen for chief and select this middle of nowhere place for surveying. Stupid 1-1 tap into pension fund of Hakasa and call it crowdfunding, then spend every last penny. Unbelievable. This never happened before. Pawn Spectre Guild have bylaws in place for a reason. Travel expenses never so high. When call 1-1 out for a weekly meeting, he say their treasure on Bionis' shoulder, so not to worry about retire. But that is not problem. Problem is that follow rule and regulation to letter is what separate Nopon from beast. Bile of Hakasa boil when remember. Take Hakasa to 1-1 on double.
I need to be even stronger.
Oh, I don't have any more hints about any of these. Oh, there it is. I just need to go there. And that should be the final Pawn Spectre before I go to Chief 1-1. And from there, we will have all 12. What will I do with all 12? I don't know. Maybe I'll one-shot someone. Yes, the guard at the ramparts told you, didn't he? He and my late friend were on good terms. Naturally, I had to regale the man with tales of my friend's escapades. I believe that the one you may be of particular interest to you is the time his friend, a high-Entia man, discovered a crystal. He's a real go-getter, that man, always trapezing around exploring from the day he set foot on the shoulder. He'd tell me all sorts of stories from his adventures to entertain little old me. I remember it like yesterday. The sky was bright blue, birds were singing. I'd come to pay my respects at the graveyard like any other day, and then along he came with the biggest smile on his face and took an object wrapped in cloth. He said said he'd found a strange crystal alongside an ether deposit, and what light it gave off. The cloth it was wrapped in wasn't enough to stop it shining through. It was a sight to behold. The core was translucent, yet it gave off a pale glow, warm yet ice cold. It was like being bathed in turquoise sunlight. Sorry about that. I'd never seen anything more beautiful, and I don't believe I ever will. Sadly, it dwindled to nothing in a matter of minutes. If there'd been anything left of it, I would have kept it as a memento, I'm sure. I remember him telling me how incredibly large the deposit was, drooping down from the ceiling above. From his description, I'd imagine it looked something like a stalactite, which is why I'm convinced it must have been in some sort of cavern, and despite the deposit's size, the crystal he'd retrieved fit comfortably in his palm. Must have been formed over a long period of time. Ideally, he could have told you exactly where it was located, but I'm afraid that's not possible because he's sleeping here quite peacefully now and cannot really be disturbed. I'm sorry I wasn't able to show you the exact location, dears. Still, I hope that my little anecdote was of some use to you. I pray that you, too, will be able to find what you seek. Thank you, Sarja. This is going to be of great help to us. We'd better report back to Radzim.
Talk to Tutu is good choice.
Tutu is his name. Qualified, certified, Grace and Tech personified. Inspector Tutu is name, surveying new lands is game. Meh, friends are fans of Tutu, sorry to disappoint, but right now Tutu too busy with trouble, not have time to autograph. Meh, friends wanting tales of trouble? Could be friends are actually mega fans of Tutu? Truth be told, Tutu dropped very important something on island in middle of Tranquil Tarn here. Very important hand mirror. It important because if Tutu not behold on gorgeousness once in the 3 minute, cannot work from desperate lonely. This part of personality, currently staving off longing by behold and surface of lake, but gorgeousness much diminished. And that when fan friends come in. Please go to Piddly Island for Tutu and find Precious Mirror, also for Tutu. Please to perform service for Tutu. Tutu will wait here, feasting eyes on slightly murky sight of own face. No problem, leave it to me. Oh, that's not particularly far away. Whoa! Did not see that coming. Thing's massive. Takes a bit to get anywhere, doesn't it? And that's my opportunity. Oop. Alright. Maybe we can hit it with a Pawn Spectre soon enough if we keep this up. Pretty good. Oh, that's a one-shot. There's a lot of one-shot moves for unique monsters here. Kind of confused by their existence in any RPG, honestly. Like, realistically, if you can't dodge it for one reason or another, why is it insta-kill? Unless it's like a story thing.
Good choice.
Tutu thank friends for fetching Mir. Now can finally focus on pawn specting. As thanks, Tutu will share untold story of how pawn specters were formulated. Long time ago, Tutu and few comrades surveyed numerous lands on behalf of Archaeology Center in Frontier Village. As fame spread far and wide, more and more comrades applied to join until Guild of Professional Pawn Specters come into be. Meme? Now that Tutu have chance to take good luck, is that the face of Tentu that Tutu see looking back? Why, well, why not say sooner? If friends have Tentu in tow, then must mean everyone goal is aligned. Tutu come seek 1-1 also. All that's left is to talk to 1-1. Meh, pawn specters all in one place. Such rich feeling of fulfillment. Truth is, 1-1's still not actually ready yet. Now, no throwing fit of tantrum. Is no need to sweat minor details. Just hear 1-1 out. While travel along Clear Sky Bluff, 1-1 also gets set upon by band of cut purse Igna, who steal important memo. Without information contained in memo, ultimate purpose of Pawn Spectre cannot be fulfilled to full. 1-1 beg of friends in own honor as chief. Please retrieve memo. Well, looks like we got one final quest to do for the stream. And that is whatever 1-1 wants before he starts joining our rather huge party right here. Sometimes it feels like I should be able to jump on things, it just doesn't let me. That's a bit much. Well, they've actually planned to track you far. Alright. Now, if I end up going over, I should have closer to enough to unleash most of the Pawn Specters. And that should make it a lot easier. If I can get there in time, of course. Don't want to use it quite yet. I'm kind of hoping to fight all the other things there first. Here we are. We're gonna have Pawn Specters again soon. Man, they really do make it easier. I ain't exactly complaining, because sometimes it's nice to have a little bit of an edge. Memo is back safely in hands. Best news, now finally can set sights on one true goal. Much thanks to Express. Friends not only lead Pawn Specters here, but also bring back lost Memo. As reward, we'll let friends in on secret. True purpose of Pawn Specter mission. Now to reveal the objective of Pawn Specters. Drumroll please, ready? Okay, objective is to maintain thing which mentioned in Memo. But what is that thing? And also, 10-2 pretty sure we already Pawn Spect everywhere. Nonoa have pierced veil. Through occult rites obtain true lore concerning relics that hide on Bionis' shoulder for aeons. So there really is treasure? It's not myth? That mean nest egg of Hekasa so unlawfully seized will be returned? Yeah, what is treasure in actual fact? Oh dear, did one again forget to announce? Treasure is, ready for it, is foodstuff of ancients. Fungus aris in modern lingo translate to golden shroom. Not to worry, Noggin, if Pawn Specters find golden shroom trove, return borrowed fund will be easy as measure of slope. Something not add up here. FIFA get weird feeling from all fungus talk. Gee, FIFA think there may be still more that needs saying, eh? Why not we go over things one more time from top? May 1-1 feel called out, but okay. 1-1 talk everyone through it. For begin, 1-1 discover Memo and Archaeology Center archives which give location of Golden Shroom Store place. FIFA knew it. Was Chief himself that wreck Archaeology Center like our done in Pollennorb Kitchen. 1-1 just trip over some boxes. And anyway, back to subject. In detail that unfortunate. Location on Memo suffer from lack of exactitude and precisionful coordinates. That why I need to combine data from all Pawn Specter surveys and use to dodecangulate hiding place of prize. If no location, then better spell quick. Hearing about golden shrooms make Hekasa woozy with want. Then listen up. Golden shrooms, they sleep in the ruins of the deepest end of Nerthus Necropolis. Meme? Tete Pawn Spect Necropolis up and down. Was no ruins in back, else Tete would have found. But of course Tete not find. Entrance to ruin hidden within indigenous contraptions in Necropolis. Very advanced. While everyone off work on Retrieve Memo, 1-1 solved Mystery of Riddle, and now ruins are accessible as leisure pool. I have Nonada glimpsed the way path. Finally, time is nigh as never before. Well, that's just wonderful. Hikasa, have to admit, was almost ready to report Chief on account of ineptitude. 1-1 have to say, when Memo is stolen, 1-1 have panic moment. If someone swiped golden mushrooms under nose, luckily not have to worry about that. When we claim golden shrooms, all hard work rewarded in full and then some. Even archaeology centers surely forgive. As for friends, please to escort 1-1 and rest of Pond Spectre team until can recover prize from Nerthus Necropolis. Naturally, we're more than happy to share golden shrooms as reward for services rendered so far. When friends ready, then light is green for go for spot of treasure hunting fun.
One just wants nap.
I now have all of the Pond Spectres. Well, there we are. I think that'll be it for me today. I got all of the Pond Spectres. Think that's a good spot to stop at. So we're going to commit a nice little raid. Oh, you know what? I was wondering what was missing. And I just remembered what is missing. Where is it? There we are. I had a lot of things get, like, reset earlier. So I have to kind of redo a lot of stuff. Well, it looks like we're gonna continue to raid Naito, I guess. Not really anyone else on. So we'll head over to Naito. And thank you, V-Sheep, Gabe, and anyone else who was hanging around for being here. I hope all of you have a nice day. And take care. Ciao.